Hello everyone, I am Sagar and I will be talking about why and how I started going back to school. I have been going to a low budget school every Saturday for 2 hours and teaching the kids coding. This opportunity was given to me by an NGO called the Apprentice Project. They were looking out for volunteers who could take hobby classes in low budget schools like dance, drama, coding, electronics, public speaking, etc. I have been working with this NGO for over a year now. Whenever we hear this word agile, we tend to relate it with software development lifecycle. But anything that can move or adapt quickly is agile. We at TAP are very much agile. We do plan our sessions well ahead, but many times things do not go our way. But still, we don't lose our calm and we get the job done. We start our day at the school by an opening circle where all the volunteers in the school and the school point of contact we talk about how we are going to execute our plan, classroom plan, what we have planned, and we also ask for any help that we think would be required from the other volunteers or from the school staff. So you can relate it as a stand-up meeting that we do at our workplace and in our offices. So on the first day itself, when I reached my school, I figured out that the coding lab was locked. And I did not know what to do because I was very new there and I don't know who was the school staff. So what I did, I thought, what should I do? So what I did was just told the kids to sit on the stairs and took the couple of minutes of my classroom there itself. So it was good that I was quite flexible and able to take that risk that I was driving the session at some not so obvious place. So if this video plays, check yes. It won't. Okay, so this is a picture of my school where I was having the kid was actually explaining the mobile apps UI for the library management system, and while he was explaining in very detail what happened, there were kids who were shouting, making noises like A, O, like some Marathi slangs, and they were using, and just you can relate it to if you are in a government school and you are pulling the legs of the person who is on the on the blackboard or the whiteboard. So that used to happen, and what we have to do is we have to take corrective measures always to to get rid of these nuisances in the classroom. So there are many challenges like these which I face in my classroom sessions, and every time there are something would change and it is very dynamic. The problem set is very dynamic. There are different kids, there are different backgrounds they are coming from, and it's very hard to manage them. And so I will talk about some of the challenges that I face very frequently in my classrooms. So yeah, students are under no obligations to hear you because first you are only there on Saturdays and you are taking just an hobby class. Second, you can't deduct any marks from their report card, right? So why would they listen to you? So you have to use catchy phrases like I would shout idli and they would reply back dosa. My personal favorite is I shout chaiya chaiya and the kids shout back eyes on bhaiya. So even if you give a simplest instruction like please sit down, chances are only 50% students will listen to you. Then you would have to step further in the classroom and repeat your instruction. Maybe then another 50% would sit down. Then there will be a kid at the corner of the classroom where you have to go personally and request him, please be seated. Maybe then he will be seated. You might feel a topic is very interesting, but that would not be the same for your kids because you have the prerequisite knowledge for your particular topic. For example, let's assume you are going to teach them if-else conditionals, okay? But the kid would not know even how to press the greater than sign on the keyboard using shift key. So that will never work if you are going to teach him if else and he doesn't know how to type a greater than sign on the keyboard. Not all kids are same in the classroom. Some are bright, some are dull, and many times it happens that some kid would be absent in the previous session, and the running session he would not be able to cope up with whatever is going on. So you have to see that how you can make them, pair like a dull student with a brighter student, and things, you have to sort those things out. Because I have said these are low budget schools, chances are only 5 out of 12 computers would be operational. So you have to convince the students to actually pair on the computers, and even for drawing and electronics classes, the materials gets misplaced, so you have to go searching around and figuring out where the stuffs are. It's just like a treasure hunt. And this is my favorite. The kids just this is my favorite, and the kids just love this. Like they love to ask whether they can go for toilet and drink water. And sometimes somebody's parent would come up to deliver lunch box. Then there would be somebody from the school staff who would come up asking whether they could use the computer for some of the school work. So these things break the momentum of the classroom, but you have to figure out ways how you can bring back that momentum. You have to give very explicit instructions to your kids, otherwise they will not understand. For example, at the end of one of my classroom, I said, okay, class is over. All the kids started jumping and enjoying, and they were ready to go out of the room, but that was not what I intended. What should I have given as an instruction would be, okay students, please be seated, be quiet until next bhaiya comes in, and my class is over, I am going out of the classroom. So that is how you should give those instructions. So having talked about these challenges, what I feel is I on daily basis feel that these challenges are also at our workplace, because if you see this getting attention, how a long running workshops would not be as effective if they are not if we don't account for proper breaks, energizers, and having an interactive session. And if I talk about these set of problems, I feel it is more to do with like understanding that not all kids are same. So like that, not all colleagues are same. Everybody is coming from some different background, and you have to know about the background even before interacting with those people. Like first you have to understand who your audience are. And you would be distracted many times in the workspace, like somebody would ping you up and ask for some help, and you have to do your project work also. So but we help the others but still deliver our project, so we are sorted on that. And giving instructions, like I can relate it to as giving feedback, because in the feedback we don't say that okay, I just gave a hint or something and he or she should pick up. It's like we give that explicit information to the other person, like okay, this is what I want you to change and improve and keep on doing. So after the classroom session is over, we again gather up volunteers and the kids volunteers and the school staff for a closing circle, where we talk about what went well, what went wrong, and we also talk about any issues that we faced and action items to tackle those issues. It is just like the retrospective meeting that we have in our offices. So when I was in school, I found my school to be, the classrooms to be very boring and lame. So I thought, how could I change this? So when I got an opportunity to actually go back to the school and, make things right, which I felt was wrong, I said yes to it. And this also gives me a way to actually give back to the society and bring a change in the educational system of our country. And it keeps me very much satisfied also, like it gives me a satisfaction. So I look forward to your questions after the breakout session if you meet me anywhere. And I hope this talk would have motivated you people also to go back in your community and figure out ways how you can give back to the society. Thank you.